Are you want to start the show? Are we rolling? You want to start? Do you want to start the show?
I always start the show.
Yeah, start it.
Okay,
Start it
cool.
up.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Cameron Barkey here, the ThoughtXchange. Welcome to the set. Welcome here, wherever you're listening to it. Just welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. We're real zened out today, guys. We got our boy right here. What's his name?
Steve Andes.
Steve Van Diest here, and a very good friend of mine. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Genelle Labrie.
That's Genelle Labrie. All right, so I know, look at her. I'm super excited. It's gonna be a fun episode. So Genelle Labrie, what I want to do, she's actually starting a clothing line right now. And is that correct?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And today's episode is going to focus a little bit on the sustainability of fashion. Correct?
Yes.
Awesome. All right.
And
so
life.
And life. Yeah.
Life.
We'll talk about sustainability in general and kind of branch off maybe into fashion, into maybe the food industry, into all sorts of stuff, right? Kind of like a holistic approach to this. Anyways, Genelle Labrie, can you tell the people? I'm zened out right now. Can you tell the people?
All these words.
These
like
all these
holistic.
words is like holistic.
I know.
Sustainability.
Like,
I know.
you're gonna start using words like mantra and dharma and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's so good. It's so
love
good.
it.
I know. It's amazing. The people love it. Eh? I'm just trying to be with the people. Anyways, Genelle Labrie, can you start off by just maybe telling our audience a little bit about yourself, kind of where you're at right now, and then we'll go from there.
All right. I'm Genelle. Was born here. Moved to Vancouver, Victoria for a bit, and just came back on a whim, following, I guess, my gut, to come back. And I just recently started a zero waste clothing brand. So,
Yeah.
going with that.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. So you're starting a zero waste. So can you explain to even myself what is a zero waste clothing line entail, and what sparked this curiosity to even start a clothing line? Because that's like a big undertaking. Like you just wake up one day and you're like, I know you have a wild story. You have a lot of we don't have to get into it, but Genelle Labrie's got a really cool, interesting story.
I would say, there's a lot of things. As a kid, I was like Captain Planet, yelling at mofos if they littered or improperly disposed of their beverage containers. I was just like, wah! So that has always been kind of in me, I guess, like ingrained in me, maybe by my parents, I don't know, or some whatever. But then a few years ago, I guess I've always been creative, painted, any kind of art. A few years ago, a friend of mine and I were talking. I was still in Vancouver, and she's like, I have this connection in China for really cheap t-shirts. We should start a yoga clothing line. She's like, your design background and this connection in China, and we came up with a name, and then for me it kind of fizzled because I don't think I really align with the cheap shit from China. So that seed was planted. I moved back to Edmonton, started doing my yoga teacher training because I wanted to be a yoga teacher. And literally in a deep meditation, this idea kind of came to me. I know it sounds kind of crazy, or like what other people would say, like, oh, it came to me, but it truly did. And from there, I have known like nothing about what I'm doing, and I just trust that every little step I take is the right one, because I feel like it's not fully me. Like I've kind of surrendered to the process, and I'm just going with
Whatever happens.
Yeah.
Whatever lines up in front of you, and then making the choice as it presents itself.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's been like I every day I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like,
That's the best way to approach it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So give us a little bit of details on like what sustainable clothing, or what is it,
Sustainable fashion, we said? No, what was you said?
Zero waste.
Zero waste.
waste.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're talking to it was me and Ash the other day. You were talking about sewing your tags on that you get from it seems to me it's a very detailed, thought out, like legit. When you say zero waste, it's all salvaged material.
Yeah, so all of the shirts I source from local thrift stores, and then I just cut them into my own designs and screen print on them. All the ink isn't local, but I do get it from an Australian company that's eco-friendly, to my knowledge.
They're part of the Commonwealth.
Local enough.
They're local. They're part of the Commonwealth.
We have a connection there.
No connection. I can go work in Australia.
Exactly.
They'd bring me in.
Yeah. So yeah, it's eco-friendly water-based inks that I print with. It's all like slow-made, handmade. The tags that I sew on are made with all the waste fabric. And then the actual retail tags themselves.
So wait a minute. So the waste fabric, you screen those and
Yeah.
you put your little logo on it, and then you
Yeah.
retag the clothes.
Then I sew them on, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
How do you screen print a tag that small?
Like a small stencil.
Oh, serious, eh?
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
I'm not too proficient in how to screen print clothes. I've only seen like the super big ones at
Yeah, well, yeah, like
Yeah, those
Bang
ones.
On, which
Yeah.
everyone is like, hey, can you do a run of 200 t-shirts for my band? I'm like, no, I
Yeah.
can't, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one person.
yeah, it's just
That'll
okay.
be like 3 days
Yeah.
to do that.
It'd be more than 3 days.
Oh, yeah, like
Yeah.
to find the oh, yeah, it's a process.
Yeah. So, can you take us through the process, like your sort of creative process of you wake up in the morning and you're just like, okay, I want to get 5 T-shirts. I'm gonna hit up XYZ Goodwill around the city, or you just like you walk into is there a plan or a purpose behind it, or you just like you show up at a thrift shop and you're like, that's the one, and I'm gonna get 5 of these, and then just go from there.
All starts because everything that I print on is kind of like an affirmation or a mantra, as Cam would say.
You're putting words in my mouth.
When you're zenned out.
You like that, hey?
Yeah.
I'm just real chill right now. I feel nice.
No, everything, it's kind of like a little reminder to myself, like an intention, or literally like I put intention on my shirt to remind myself daily.
Why you're doing it?
Exactly, of intention, to have
To make
intention.
money. Give me money.
Right? Oh, the problem with sustainability, yeah. Like, I don't know if there's a lot of money in it yet, but it's all so slow. No. So I come up with the idea first, and then I get the stencil made, and I make that. And then, like, honestly, to get shirts, Value Village once a month has a 50% off everything day, and that's the day I go. And I just, like, I'll go to 3 Value Villages.
You just go hard in the paint.
Oh yeah.
What day is this?
Usually the first or second
They're gonna be so
Sunday.
busy.
They
now.
don't advertise this shit.
They do, but it's sneaky. Like, you can be on their email list, and they'll send it to you, and you get like advanced entry on the Sunday, and then Monday is the public 50% off day. But
There's an advanced entry to. It's for people like you probably who are
So
like
you're on the email list.
who are
so
like
you
trying to
Oh,
like
yeah.
get business
so you
stuff
show up
off
on
the
there
ground.
and you get all the best stuff, and then everyone else comes in and gets all the leftovers.
yeah, everyone's just rooting through.
What-
Yeah, I know, and I just go and collect t-shirts.
Yeah. But then you're not getting the new inventory as well.
It doesn't matter at this point. It's Value Village, isn't it? Like the new inventory, like.
Well, as soon as the cool stuff lands on the shelf, it's gone.
Well,
Yeah, but like it's
I don't know,
Value
I think-
Village, man. Like,
Some cool stuff.
I
all
don't know
cool.
I don't know if it's like that. It's kind of like it's all cool. It's not like the new fall style of like, you know, it's not like some Hollister shit where it's not like, oh, but yeah.
Could be,
Anyways,
I don't know.
No, it's not. It's just a mishmash of stuff.
Yeah, and I'm just looking for like plain t-shirts. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I have a very specific, and I'm like this, and if I have a lot of black, I don't look for black. If I have a lot of like colors or gray, I do have a lot of gray, black and white, but that's just me. But if I'm like, okay, I want more of this, and I just go to those colors, they don't have it, I move on. Yeah, so it's a bit of a process, I guess.
And do you go through what are your like your sizing?
Talk to us, Russell.
Adjust your mic.
Is it tight or is it too?
It's like
It's rubbing up my
making a
shirt.
lot of noise.
That's just what's
It's
that?
like ruffling.
You're ruffling.
I'm a hand talker.
You're a hand talker.
At least you're not a spilly drinker.
Who's a
I'm
Spilly
a
talker?
spilly drinker too.
You're a spilly talker, eh?
Yeah, a little. Okay.
Yeah. But
Is that better?
Is it better? I think
That's
it might
Okay.
be your hair. There you
There
go.
you go.
Russell DePeel's not happy.
Is he happy
You
now?
can talk into the mic, buddy, and tell us you're not happy.
Oh, my mic's on?
Yeah, your mic's on, bro.
You're part of the show.
Yeah.
Russ DePeel kind of is the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this show.
Yeah, but let's take it back. So Genelle Labrie, she's going in 50% off days at Value Village, just taking $20 there and just leaving with 9,000 items.
Exactly.
You know, Value Village is a wild company. It's I've seen some things there where I'm just like, why is this priced higher than it? Like, I'm just scratching my head at some of the items. I'm like, wait a second, like
they just come. I don't know. They just make up prices, I think, and I'm just like, this brand new is.
Can you
I've seen
bargain
that,
with
some
them?
stuff like I'm just like, this brand new is less than what you're selling it for. Do you guys know what this is?
Like, who slaps the stickers on that shit?
I don't know. And I've noticed prices are all varied throughout the different locations too. So
Yeah, it just makes
I think,
there's no rhyme or
someone-
reason.
They
No
just
rhyme.
give that task to someone, and
It's just Agatha in the back, and she's just slapping on stickers.
if she's having a bad day,
She's
she's
just
like,
looking
"You
at
will
this.
pay."
She's like, Agatha, we're not making very much money. Can we up the prices on some of this stuff? Okay. $17 t-shirts. I'm like, this is a used t-shirt. I can get a new one for $5.
That's so funny. Oh man, so you raid the Value Village and you go in there with specific intentions of like, this is the type of stuff that I want to get out of it. Now, are you going in the women's section, men's section, or does it matter, or what's
Men's.
going on? You're going in
Mostly
the
men's,
men's
yeah.
small, because you're
No,
a woman's
it's like
clothing line.
small to extra large, and I just find anything, and then I just cut out of it. The larger shirts are actually better.
Because you can make them smaller.
Well, yeah, and you can
If
make
you get a small
cooler
shirt, you cut it,
designs,
and all of a
yeah.
sudden, next thing you know, like, you got a nipple hanging out or somewhere.
What are you
Well,
doing?
yeah,
Oh, that
but
was-
free
that
the
was-
nipple.
That was you this morning.
Why you gotta tell the people that? I guess you just pointed it out this morning. We live together, right? So yeah, in a really shitty little dirty, dingy little
He's wearing
place.
his little man beater, and I'm just like,
A man beater? What is a man beater? Oh, you can't say the other one. Nothing's safe here. Yeah, it's 2019. It's a man beater
He's wearing
now.
his man
It is now
beater.
a man
He's
beater.
wearing his man beater, watching his cleaning commercial. It's which is also a heavy set man that has no hair.
What are you talking about? What are you going off on? This is the biggest tangent I've ever seen in my life.
And he has a nipple hanging out the side.
Okay. And you're like, I'm gonna save that. Like,
Yeah, you have this mental image in your head right now. It's just filed away.
I'm like, yo, bro, you got a nipple hanging out. And he goes, oh.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's really funny because that's not the first time I had someone say that to me in like the last week. Yeah,
so it's becoming a thing.
yeah,
Well,
it's actually becoming a thing.
He wears his man shirt, but he wears it like off to the side, so one is like fully covered, and the other one's just running the line. And he tucks it in, nice and tight.
Well, yeah, I'd say tuck in.
I
the-
think that's what happens though. You think he puts it on, and then he tucks it in, and when he tucks it in, he
It
shifts
slides.
it this way, and then it
I
basically.
gotta. Yeah, well, thanks for. Yeah, I just gotta straighten it out a little bit. Thanks, Stevie. Stevie just told the world about what's going on here.
And then his his shit just all hanging out. I'm like, yo man, go put a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how liberal are you becoming?
I'm just it hangs out every now and then. But anyways, yeah, with your shirt, why not? Yeah, with your shirts, you're going the larger the better is the easier to do it. Hey.
Yeah. All sizes, I guess.
Yeah.
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 All sizes. All shapes, all sizes.
Yeah. Where do you get your design inspiration from? Do you follow anybody, or do you is this coming out of your head, or is there any fashion people that you follow? Like yeah, is there anyone like that you're like who's your inspiration, or who do you look up to in the fashion world? Anybody, or are you just on your own?
Well, yeah, like growing up, before she was a designer, Posh Spice. So Victoria Beckham was
Yeah.
my hero.
Yeah.
And now that she's doing clothing, like I love it. It's all basic, classic, like seasonless wear.
Yeah.
You can wear it all the time, and I love that. I love being able to pull something out of your closet and you're like, oh, it's spring, I can't wear that. Like that's stupid. That's where like it's not sustainable at all because people are buying winter, spring, fall, summer. So definitely Victoria Beckham. Always love like Chanel, like Karl Lagerfeld. My dog is named Carl.
Oh, is that why?
Not a coincidence.
Oh, does your significant other know this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's not bad. That's funny.
Right, yeah.
That's a cool little nod. What was I? Going back to this. You may know the answer. I don't know the answer though. But they say like in fall you're supposed to wear like a certain color,
Darker
like a little
colors.
darker and browns and more earthy type stuff, and then summer's supposed to be
Brights and
brights
whites.
and more vibrant and whites. Why is that? Is that a construct of like who invented this?
I don't know. I always wonder that too, because that whole thing you can't wear white after Labor Day.
But Labor Day's coming up.
I don't like. Why can't I wear my white pants? I like them.
I'm sure that has to do with workers or
So-
something. That one sounds like there's a reason for that.
Probably. I don't know it.
Yeah.
I
That-
wish, but
That one seems like one of those like old things from like the 40s where it's like I'm sure there's a reason. More so talking about like why can't you wear this sort of color in summer? It's like a quote unquote faux pas. Like what's with that sort of thing?
I don't know. I think wearing black in the summer is a total power move. Like all black, you're like, yeah.
Except you just
What are you doing with your feet?
Dude, my back is thrown right out.
Yeah, I know, but what's with the bare feet on the fucking?
Zenned out.
Yeah, you're more zenned out than I am, man.
Jeez, how do I...
What's going on with you, man? This guy he ran an Ironman, but he's not.
My back
Yeah.
is... I threw my back out this morning lifting, doing
Apparently-
deadlifts.
An ice bath. Do an ice bath.
An ice bath.
Yeah,
Apparently
do it.
it's good for your muscles.
They're amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, cold showers. That's
It's not the same as literally just like ice and so.
Well,
like,
okay, so what happens with the ice is you have to do ice and heat.
Ice and hot.
Ice and hot.
You don't
gotta
have
go-
to.
Ideally, you want to go back and forth because what it does is the ice causes a contraction of the muscle. So it causes the muscle to tighten right up, and then you go into the heat and it loosens it up. And it does that. So that motion basically like helps loosen everything up.
yeah.
Yeah, you got a nice bathtub. Why don't you just do that?
Well, because last time I did that, the manager of the place flipped out and he came banging on the door because someone flooded the basement.
Oh, you actually did like cold and then hot.
No.
and then-
I
oh,
just,
it's like,
someone
whoa.
didn't tell me that we weren't supposed to use the bathtub because they're basically fixing the pipes, and I guess I used the bathtub and flooded the basement at some point.
Oh
so.
my god.
Probably not because it was so early in the morning, but the guy came in freaking out, goes, "Who's using the water?" I'm like, I don't know, I'm just using the kitchen sink. What's up? He goes, "Don't use the water."
Why wouldn't they just
And
turn
then
it
he told
off?
me,
Can't they turn it
he
off?
asked me later, he goes, "Did you take a bath?" And I'm like, some point, because I was hurting, my back was killing me. I had to like rest it out a little bit. And it was early first thing in the...
This building manager runs up into our spot all sweaty and stressed out because there's like shit all over these construction workers because it's from like the drain, like the sewage
Oh,
line. And Steve's
gross.
bathwater ran through the whole thing, dumped on these guys.
After a run, like just
some sweaty bathwater.
sweaty bathwater.
Oh, gross.
I don't think that's what happened,
No, I
but,
don't
that's,
know.
but that's what we're leaning towards.
It's all speculation.
It's all speculation at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're fixing the plumbing problem because
Yeah, no, we're not talking about the rest of that. Yeah, it's just a wild situation that went
And the
on.
whole thing's
The
wild.
whole thing's wild.
Things out of
Yeah.
control.
Oh man. Okay, let's rein this thing back. So
Rain. it
yeah,
back.
okay, yeah, we're talking about your favorite. Rain. That's another word. Yeah, REIGHN. Yeah. Anyways, inspiration. What inspires you?
Oh, I don't know. Everything.
Yeah.
Nature,
Yeah.
mountains, ocean, sunsets, people, like meeting people, ideas, like other people's thoughts and ideas. I don't know.
Yeah, that seems like more like life inspiration.
I
Like,
guess,
you're just
yeah.
inspired by life. When you sit down though and you grab a piece of cloth, did you just
I
cut
literally just cut, yeah.
and just see what happens?
Well, actually, no, that's a total lie because I put the large or small shirt on first and then I envision it.
And then you kind of
And then
check
I
it out
just-
and say, okay, well,
Well,
this.
yeah, I'm
this-
like, okay, well-
let's cut this whole section off, and then you just cut it and be like, oh, okay, like that looks okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I already have the stencil made, so I'm like, if I want to put it somewhere, sometimes I don't even plan that out. I just want to make the shirt cute and then the stencil,
Falls wherever.
yeah.
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 That's cool.
So
So what are
it's
some of the things that you stencil on? Like one time you put yoga in your pocket?
Well, this one idea came to me because, like, when you think about meditation and carrying it with you for the whole day and not allowing things to affect you, I wanted kind of a reminder of that, or something to snap me back, like, no, you've got this, like, you don't need to be affected. So the thing that I wrote was, this is where the yoga is, as in, like, it's right here. Like, yoga's right here. You've got it. You can handle this. And so one of the shirts had a little pocket on it, so I put it there. And I thought it was kind of quirky, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I like that. And one thing with yoga especially is, well, there's certain different types of meditations and different ways to meditate. I'm no expert or guru at all, but one of them is to focus on one little thing that's happening. Sometimes it's the tip of the nose or the breath that's going through the nose, or you focus on a word, like people say one word over and over and over, or they focus on, like, when you close your eyes, the little black things there, you're just supposed to focus on one of them, like certain things that you're supposed to do, or just shut your brain off completely. And while you're doing that, you'll be focusing on the tip of your nose or like your breath or something, and all these thoughts will be hitting you, and you'll be like, what in the heck? And then you're always constantly having to, like, back
Draw
to the nose.
back the
back to the nose,
concentration.
back to the
Yeah,
nose.
exactly. Concentrate.
Yeah, so that's kind of what inspired that shirt. It's kind of like there's all this stuff coming at you, and you're just like, nope, don't worry about it. It's all right
it's
here.
right here. Yeah.
No. What inspired that? I know this is a side tangent, but we go down that road
course.
at the ThoughtXchange. What inspired this whole yoga adventure with you? Because I know that's like, wow, you became a yoga teacher, and you've been doing that for, when was your graduating class? Like, what day was that? Or when, a year ago now?
It was for all of May,
Mm-hmm.
so June. Yeah,
So
May
you go-
31st was the graduation.
So you
Yeah.
graduated and said, fuck it, I'm going to become a clothing designer.
Well, no, at first, like I started, well, I wanted to teach yoga, so that's what I did. But then, like I said, in that course, so in May, this idea came to me, and then it just kind of, I sat with it, started pursuing teaching yoga, like asking people if I could teach them basically for practice. But this shirt thing just kept coming up, and then I kept having ideas. I'm like, oh, I would want that on a t-shirt. And so I'd write it down. And I started just having a book of little things I would put on a t-shirt. And I'm like, I should just do this. And when I was 14 or 13 or whatever grade, or whatever age grade 9 is, or 8, I took a screen printing course in CTS. So I was like, I can do this. And then I just started teaching myself.
Isn't that funny
again.
how you look back and all the little things that you do growing up lead you, like, they just all end up adding up together,
Yes,
and you're just
that's
like,
exactly what I was thinking.
like, so you're just like, so a lot of times when people, like, it always, Steve Jobs said this too, you can never connect the dots forward. You can only connect the dots backwards. So what ends up happening is all of these little things that you do in your life, and you don't understand why you're doing them or what it is. And then later on, like 4, 5, 7, 8 years down the road, that little thing that you did that you didn't understand why you're doing, all of a sudden is
Totally.
like fully relevant in what you, like, it's like a piece of the puzzle that
Yeah,
needed
it's
to
like,
be
oh my
there.
God,
Like who would have thought that, you know, doing that in high school
Oh, I
was going to all of a
know.
sudden work for you now. It's the same thing. I was making videos back in junior high, and looking at how far we got now. Like, it's just like, it's like those little things that you just do. You have no idea.
That's crazy. You know what? To add to that, I feel like there's everything that you do in your life, I think you're supposed to put your whole heart into it. So if you went into that screen printing class with a sense of, well, you probably didn't. I'm not saying you probably didn't, but I'm saying you may or may not have, because when we're that age, we don't really view things like
We don't value them.
We don't
Yeah,
value
it's
them.
exactly.
Yeah, but like if we were to approach everything that we do, even like quote unquote mundane things that we're just like, oh, this is silly. If you approach it with like, how can this better me or add to my tool belt, or how can I learn from this, or like, let's really dive into it with all my heart, body, mind, and soul. Like, think of the person you can be out of that and how much more you'd be able to gain. Because if you showed up on that screen pressing class like, oh fuck, I hate this, it's stupid, this is so silly, da 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 da, you know, you wouldn't like.
It wouldn't end up here though.
It wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't have.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't have
may
been
not
like,
have-
I don't want to be screen pressing for my life. This sucks.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, obviously something stuck, because I
Yeah.
was even when I started doing it, I'm like, I think I need a black light, or like a safe light. I'm like telling James at home, like, I think I need a safe light. And then I'm Googling and Kijijing and had to find this vintage Kodak light to make my little dark room, because somehow in the back of my brain
You
I
remembered
remembered
safe light.
That you need a red light.
that I need.
Like, what is it? What are they like?
They're called safe lights, like for dark rooms, like for
Yeah.
processing film and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did I remember that? But it's crazy.
Yeah. That's really interesting, and it's cool.
Do you
how
still do it the
everything
same
comes
way, like with stop bath and all that other stuff?
Oh, I'm
So
not
with the
developing
chemicals?
anything. So it's
No.
just the safe light is just for when I'm coating the screen because it's photosensitive. Like once light hits it, it hardens, and that's how you can spray out the stencil.
Okay.
So yeah, it's literally just
so you
for
do
the
that to
one
save,
process.
so you can save the stencil, so you can clean it without having it harden on you.
No, the black light.
Do it?
The black light is just, or the safe light is just for when I'm coating, like putting the emulsion on, so that it doesn't harden.
Onto the screen.
Yeah.
Though. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So
Oh,
then
yeah,
you
yeah.
can wash the screen after, and it doesn't have hard.
Oh no, because then you have to harden it, but with your stencil on it.
Okay.
So then you put a black, like a negative image of what you want, and then you put light to it and harden everything else except your stencil, and then you spray out your stencil.
What are you
Okay.
spraying the stencil out with?
Just water. Yeah, like pressure. And so that blows through. Then you have your stencil on the screen that you push ink through.
This seems like a process.
It is.
Yeah, how did you? Is this YouTube
Just
tutorials?
like-
To be honest, or is this from your class? A little bit of both. You're just like,
A little
I
bit of
can't
both.
remember
Yeah,
this.
I would remember things, and then it was YouTube, and then YouTube is so handy. Like even for like mending your own clothes and stuff, if you want to do anything, you can find it on YouTube.
It's crazy. The world is like such like. There's no excuse not to do anything, pretty much, because
You
it's
can learn
literally on
If you
YouTube.
want to do it, you can. Just
Yeah,
look it up and hope
So-
that they know what they're doing too.
yeah. That's the one. That's the one thing. You're like some random
Yeah.
dude in his basement. Like, hopefully
what-
this guy's not gonna
You know
kill
what?
me.
That's interesting. Like it's at that point where the internet is very much about sharing with everybody, and now you have the corporates trying to get their hands on that stuff. So like the things that you or someone is looking to just share with the world, now all of a sudden someone else owns that content and takes it and repurposes it, right? Like because you put it on YouTube, you don't own it anymore. YouTube owns it,
True,
right?
yeah. I
So-
don't have anything on YouTube yet.
No,
But
but yeah, like
they'll
so
own
it
it.
gets to that point where they're just trying to monetize all that stuff.
Fucking capitalist, Steve. Jeez,
I love it.
Yeah, I know. It's perfect, eh?
Yeah.
This is the devil's advocate right now that I was telling you about, Genelle Labrie.
You told
Yeah.
you I was a devil's advocate?
yes.
Yeah, I did.
He
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
How so?
See, that stayed right there, case in
just
point.
those words, yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna play devil's advocate.
What
Yeah.
do you mean?
It stayed right there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Steve, I got a funny little relationship going on here. It's a love-hate. Stevie hates me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love him, he hates me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I know. It's a little black and white situation. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's all the years of abuse he used to always give me, so it's all good. Yeah. It's mental and verbal abuse and stuff,
Yeah.
you know. I know, it sucks.
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know where he's going for this.
Right, we need Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't help you.
Yeah, can you give us some like yoga preaching right now and just help us out?
Yeah. How do we deal with this?
Yeah, how do we deal with this? We
wow.
just need to.
Our space is a little confined.
We gotta do a little chaturangas together, and maybe it'll get us vibing in the right
Chaturanga,
direction.
yeah.
In the
Little
right
downward
direction.
dogs.
No, you're ridiculous, man. So what's the plan moving forward? So you just did your first ever what's it called, boutique, or what am I gonna call it,
Well,
pop
it's
up?
just- Yeah, I would call. I don't know if it's really a pop up, but like a market vending experience.
Yeah, can you explain what happened and how it was? And let's talk about the feeling of doing something and putting yourself out there. Like you literally, I saw you beforehand, and you were giving me like.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm so excited, but like, whoa, this is crazy.
Like, what
What's
am I
going
doing?
on?
Like,
What
I
am I
had
doing?
no idea. I literally just saw on Instagram this open streets thing, call for vendors. Like, sure, I'll do that. I waited to the very last minute, like the last day you were allowed to apply, paid, and then I had like whatever, small amount of samples, like
What was the
product.
name of this one? Something in the park?
Open streets.
Open
Open
streets,
streets.
yeah,
They shut down Jasper Ave for the
Oh,
day.
this is the one you just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a tent there.
That's on Saturday.
Oh, it just
Yeah,
happened.
on Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah. Okay, yeah. I saw that. Or there was just vendors all up on the
Yeah.
street. Yeah. Okay. So you set up a spot there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like with maybe, I don't even know how many samples I had, but then they sent an email like, oh yeah, no, you're in. Okay, we'll see you Sunday. And I'm like, okay, I have to make shirts. Like it was literally like, I was up, I didn't eat. I was up like way too much, just tired, getting headaches, like so stressed out.
How many outfits
Got
did
it
you have there?
done. I think I wanted a certain amount. I didn't make it because James was like, go to bed. I was
Yeah.
just like, ugh. But I think I had like 50 shirts out. All
You had a decent
different-
amount, yeah.
it
Did
was
you have a good sale? Like, did a lot of people check out your clothing, look at the stuff?
Yeah, a lot of people came in and like were talking to me, and I've never had this conversation.
A lot of people were
And
talking
I
to
was
me.
Like, yes, I made this, and it's so vulnerable. Like it's so like.
Do they like it? Do you not like it?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to know. Like just.
Tell me
It's a
right now.
super vulnerable space because that's your creative, like you're
Oh.
literally putting your creative juices, your flow, your passion, your energy for the world to see, and you're full on putting yourself out there.
Yeah, it was scary. It was scary, and there were people like, well, what does this mean? And I'm like, well, to me, and it was just like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know. Like, it's hard to explain to a stranger why I put that on a shirt. Then I'm just like, I would say some things. I don't even know what I was saying.
You just turn it back on them. Well, what does it mean to you?
See, you need to be my air support next time. Just like, Steve, what should I say?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was really good.
That's
Scary.
super exciting. Do you feel like more empowered after doing that, or do you feel like more like confident, or did
Yeah.
it change you afterwards doing that? Because I saw you
Yeah.
literally right after, and you were like stoked. We had to get out of there. It was like it was a wind tunnel that was like we were about to fly away. Like
Oh my God. And my rack blew over when I first got, like, it's my first market. So I'm like, I just went to Home Depot and bought cool galvanized pipe. And I'm like, I'm going to make a cool rack that stands beautifully in my living room, but bring it to Jasper Ave where the street is like this and the wind is blowing and it's like not
It was shaking
structurally
everything,
sound.
yeah.
This guy behind me, like a few market tents behind, was like, do you need a bungee cord or something? I'm like, yeah, maybe. Thank you. Like, okay. So everything's
Because
blowing around.
all the clothes were on there.
Well, it was like a sale, taking my weak little rack that looked cool to the ground. It was horrible and stressful, but
You just needed some weights at the bottom.
yeah.
eventually
so we
got
weights,
some somehow, yeah.
A bag of like 50 pounds from home and just like put it on, and so it was kind of shoddy, but it all came together, and I don't think anyone else noticed. So
Yeah.
No, that's the crazy thing with I want to say knowing too much, but like I've been on like done a lot of creative things in my life too, especially even with music, like creating music. People actually don't know when you do something, when you screw up, until you admit that you screwed up.
exactly.
Yeah. It's like if you're playing your guitar for people and you go, it's like people don't really know that's not a fuck up unless you go, oh shit, whoops, sorry, I screwed
Well, yeah,
up.
then you make it a fuck up. It's
Yeah.
like, ugh.
Yeah, nobody knows.
No one actually
It's like
knows.
on Sunday I did my first food bike tour. So I ran it.
Oh, for Vanessa?
Yeah, I ran it for her.
Nice.
So
Oh, like were you on a mic? Like, hey, we're stopping here, people.
well, kind of, but like, yeah, we had the group, and I was leading the group for the first time. Normally, I've helped out and stuff like this, but this time I'm actually leading the group, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually leading, and I don't know where I'm supposed to go.
Maybe I saw you guys. Did you go up 105th Street?
We did. We crossed right through. Yeah. Did we cut your?
Did you have blue?
Yeah. That was
Did you
us.
see a golden retriever, a
Yeah.
puppy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was me.
Oh yeah.
That was Carl.
That was Carl.
And now I know Carl is Genelle.
Yeah, Carl. Loved
Yeah,
Carl.
yeah. So we went through there. Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
but I was running that tour that day, and same thing. Like, I went up and I called up one of the human pylons. They came up and I'm like, I think we missed our turn. I have all these people following me. I'm like, I think we missed our turn. We're gonna have to make a different turn. Blah blah
Yeah,
blah. And
take
like,
a loop. Yeah.
And so then you take a left, and then all of a sudden we end up at the location. I'm like, oh, we're here. I guess it looked like it was like the perfect route, you know. Even though I'm like totally messed it up.
Right,
Like,
I've known you were going.
yeah, I don't know where I'm going, and then I kept asking, I'm like, where's the next turn at? I'm like, where are we supposed to go? And sometimes I'd make mistakes, but they just kept following me. They didn't know.
Like, put all their trust in you.
They did,
You are
and
the
I'm
leader.
like, and I had no idea where I was going. I'm like,
This is
just
the
trying
blind
to-
leading the blind here.
trying to
Stevie.
figure out. I knew the destination, but I was just like, damn. Like one time I took the road that was a little further down, and I was just like, I think we took the wrong road. This is not the right one. But we'll get there.
Yeah, someone will point it out. I hope.
There was one time I had to make a mistake, and it was very obvious because I literally one guy called me out on it. I had no choice.
Oh, was he like, we're We're supposed to turn right.
No,
3
no,
blocks
no,
ago.
no. So I'm
Where
going
are we
straight.
going?
Yeah, I'm gonna go this way. You guys,
Yeah.
like,
So
I
I
think
took-
it's right here.
Mercer's there. Like,
So I took a left
we're in the ghetto.
in the intersection. I
Mercer's-
took a left, and then they started following me. And he's like, "We're supposed to go straight." And I was like, "Oh, just kidding." And I made a U-turn. And so like half the group followed me.
The other half
Oh,
is like,
man.
oh.
Yeah, the other half was still far enough behind that they just followed the rest of the group. But like,
You
it
caught
was-
up to them?
Well, no, like we just literally just made a U-turn in the intersection. I made a left and then did a full circle and kept going straight. So
Thank
like
you,
there was
thank
like
you.
probably like 4 or 5 people that followed me and did the same.
So Vanessa just trusted you with this thing, hey? And you're taking people on U-turns. Jeez. What the lesson with that is if you
Nobody
just-
knows.
No one knows if
Nobody
you don't
knows
know.
when
yeah.
to scrub.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
So-
go with it.
No one knew. Like you placed yourself as the authority in your niche. Like you set the tent up. You're the one that did this. No one knows like what went wrong or if it went wrong at all. Like to them, it's exactly how it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
So that's
true.
that's an empowering thing to know.
That's like when
Yeah.
you show up late for something, you say, "No, I'm not. I showed up precisely when I wanted to be here."
I think that's a little next level.
That kind of depends who you are, I guess. Yeah.
You never show up late or early. You show up exactly when you want to show
Yeah,
up.
I'm here right now.
Kind of depends on
I
the
got you.
situation because
Yeah.
that really makes you look like an asshole in certain areas, right? It's like your girlfriend. I've been waiting for 45 fucking minutes in this restaurant by myself. Don't worry, babe. I'm not late. I came exactly when I wanted to. You know,
You're
like,
a little early. You're about
Yeah.
45 minutes early.
yeah. You said 5. It's 6:50, and that one doesn't work. So I don't know. Unless it depends who you are, I guess. There's some people that could probably get away with that. I see Kanye West doing some shit like that and getting away with it. I don't know. That's just me though. Another creative type. But yeah, that was a cool little thing you had. Congratulations on doing that.
Thank
You got
you.
some sales out of it too.
Yeah, like strangers.
Yeah, how cool
Strangers
is that?
give you money,
Yeah.
and you gave them product.
Right? I was like, wow. I remember the first person doing it. I'm like, yeah, this is the square. And I was just like, please work. Like, it's a square. Yeah, you tap your card. She's like, oh yeah, I know. And I'm like, you want a bag? Like,
You want to bet?
trying not
Just-
to look
just-
like super weird. Like, you're
All
buying the shirt.
shaking,
You're a
handing out the
stranger.
stuff. Yeah.
That's such a
obviously
cool
like
feeling.
my mom and friends. Like I was like, okay, my mom's gonna buy one, and like maybe just my mom. I was literally just expecting nothing, and
Did you take lots of photos at the thing?
I didn't at all. No.
What?
A friend of
Like
mine
that's the
did.
whole point of doing the
I
event is to
know.
take all your pictures and be
I
like, yeah, we
know.
had a shop on the street.
I know, but I'm illiterate at social
Yeah.
media, kind of. So I was just standing there, like, and then people would talk to me, and I'm like, yeah, hi, oh yeah, you. Or I just let people look at them, and I'm like, do I talk? It was bad. Like, it was a learning experience. Now I know I'm just gonna go after people and be like, this is what I've done. Yeah, this me. Like, you know what I mean?
Are you gonna do it again?
I think so. It was fun.
Have you ever thought about opening up a street store? Like basically
Like,
just opening up a tent on the street, like on White Ave or something?
I didn't know
you
that
can
was
do
a
that?
thing.
Yeah,
No,
you
what do
can
you
do
mean?
that. It's like a $100 permit. So you just, yeah.
What?
Oh, I
Hold
like
on
that
one second.
kind of
yeah.
commerce. That's like
It's in
low
your face.
risk
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people to people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like
Very sustainable.
So it's a $100 monthly permit, right? To basically set up on the street. You just get your permit, set up your little tent, and then just basically sell your clothing out of a tent.
It's that easy?
Yeah.
So why isn't everyone just doing it?
People don't know about it.
Well, now they do. It's on the ThoughtXchange. There's millions of people listening
Right now,
to this right
now
now.
I'm gonna be like one of 100 tents on White Ave, like Steve.
Yeah, Steve. you told
I
every-
could have just been one tent.
Yeah. Jeez, I'll go sell some shit out of that tent right now. It's only $100. Like, I got some stuff. I'll sell all those Nerf guns on that.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
Double check that price. It
That's
might be-
pretty cool.
Yeah, it might be $100 a day. It might be.
Okay,
But
yeah.
but from I remember when I was doing my permits, like you just need a permit just to post up. So you just get
That's
a permit.
pretty
You just get a
cool.
permit and you post up, and you're like I'm
Anywhere on
here.
just
you
like
can
I just
post
want to
up
be in
anywhere.
front
You
of.
just let anybody know where
Let's
you're
do it
gonna
right
be.
outside, like 104th Street.
Yeah.
Like,
You
Bring
might
it
you might
down
have
from-
trouble posting up in front of someone's business.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where are you
Like
supposed
that's
to do
what I'm
it?
saying. You'd have to like, but you could like, for instance, you just find a spot where it's empty space, right? You just say, I need to post up here.
What about like
on
where the
street.
fringe is and stuff like that? Or when the market happens on Saturdays, the
Yeah, but the
Strathcona
market's
market,
gonna be like, can you pay us? Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant, okay, yeah.
where all those
Yeah.
people meditate, just go behind them.
I know I had a friend of mine who used to have,
Here, catch this. Over the meditating.
You know those? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to speak of like an area that would actually help you out. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
I had a friend of mine who that's how he started his clothing line. So he's
Really?
in Vancouver right now with his clothing line, but that's what he did. He just had a tent. Was his name on the tent, and he would just post it up and had his clothes there, and he would sell
That's really cool.
every
I like that.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He was posted up on the weekend, just posted up on the corner of White Ave. And
That's
just literally
so cool. I like that a
sat there
lot.
and just hung out and just sold to people. I think he probably did better in that tent than he did when he actually got his storefront.
Well, yeah, because then you have to pay people to stay, like,
Well, the
staff and
storefront it
rent
just
and-
becomes more expensive.
Well, you
I
got
think the only
insurance, you have-
the only pain in the neck is you have to set up and tear down.
Yeah.
It's not a pain in the neck. That's a couple little things. That's better than dealing with like, oh, I signed a 6-month or a 6-year lease and I'm in this thing for $500,000 or whatever the hell. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like.
Yeah, but you're also selling a lot more clothing, I would imagine, and your stock gets to stay. It's like you have a warehouse that's literally lives, and you don't have to take it down and set it back up. You just open the door.
Yeah, but when you're just first starting, I think that's actually a pretty decent little idea.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be real ballsy and do it in the middle of winter.
That would be real ballsy.
But people would be like, this girl really wants these clothes.
Yeah,
like,
or-
let's go. Or she's completely nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in your full parka selling T-shirts.
Yeah. Crop tops.
Yeah,
for your,
little crop
for your
tops.
vacation.
Yeah, for your vacation.
Everyone, nobody's outside, just cars driving by. You'd have to set up a drive-through. That's how you would do it. You do it in a parking lot. You do it in a parking lot, and you just
like the windshield guys.
Yeah.
Oliver.
Yeah, you just set up in a parking lot, and you just
Set up right beside
so
him.
those
T-shirt
guys,
and a window fix.
So
While
the-
you wait.
Yeah, on
So
T-shirt while you
so
wait.
those windshield guys, what they do is they instead of paying the city, they
rent it from who owns the lot.
who owns the lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so like,
makes sense.
so they'll just say, yeah, how much you charge me to. So they probably charge them. I don't know. Give me $100. You can have a couple stalls, whatever.
It's probably not $100. Those deco things make bank.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the guy who owns a lot knows that.
How much
Yeah.
is it to get your windshield fixed? What do
35,
they
40
do?
bucks.
40
They
bucks.
they melt like glue inside the crack.
Heat
Could
it
I
up.
do that?
Yeah, and then they
Could I
heat it
just
up.
do that?
They heat. Yeah, it's just a machine. Like literally the machine's like $500-600.
Oh, you need a machine. It's not like a glue glue gun or whatever.
No, but it's a pressure thing, and it's like $500-600. I don't know how much. It might be even more, but they literally have one
Oh.
machine, and they have the thing, and they go in there and they put it in there, and they heat it up and melt.
Is it UV
melt the
light?
glue. Which?
Is it a UV light machine?
No, it's
Oh.
just like hot. It's not. It doesn't really make it smooth and get rid of the crack. It just keeps it from
Spidering out?
Spidering out. So they
Oh, okay.
basically like when you have a chip, you put the glue in there, and then you solidify it and you turn it back into glass. But now you just have a chip mark, but it's not going to turn and shatter your whole glass.
Oh, okay.
It
Okay.
doesn't make it disappear.
Right? I'm like, I could use that. Just
Yeah,
gone.
yeah, no, that's what they do. Chip repairs, but like, I don't think they make it disappear.
So when we're talking about sustainability of clothing, you were talking to me today about fast clothing. Is that
Fast
is that what it says?
fashion,
Yeah, fast.
yeah.
Talk to me about fast fashion. What is that?
A monstrosity?
Yeah,
I mean,
makes money.
it does.
Can
But-
you define fast fashion for the audience, for people listening?
Fast fashion clothing, I don't know if a proper definition. It is the production of clothing on trend, like cheaply made for very low cost, that is disposable. Like it's
Throwaway
meant to be-
fashion.
Yeah, it's
Throwaway
throw-
clothing.
exactly.
It's like
It's
like
meant to be
H&M,
disposed
H&M
of.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
where the
H&M,
clothing-
Zara, Forever 21.
Like it's just
like-
quick. You just wear it. You buy something. You wear it like 4 or 5 times and throw it out.
Well, yeah, and the fabric is literally that poor quality that it will, if you wash it,
It literally falls apart in the washing machine.
it does, and it's meant to, and then you're supposed to throw it away. But it's also on trend, or you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
know what
So
you're
it's
saying.
they copy couture, copy on-trend items, make them super super cheap, and then you throw them away.
What's
but
your-
the labor
Oh,
and
yeah.
the people that are used to literally use to make the stuff, the chemicals that go into the environment, it's awful. And just the waste of all these clothes, because if they don't sell, these stores burn them or throw them away.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's polyester. It's not natural fabrics. It's all like.
That's
it's
the one
terrible.
thing. That's one thing I found kind of weird in the clothing industry is that like even like high end clothing like Holt Renfrew and stuff like that. Last year's fashion, if they don't sell it, they cut it up, and I'm just like they're not allowed to give it away or do anything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like they cannot. Like if they get if a retail store is caught by like
Is it the
supply-
government or
but
is
like
it?
the supplier?
No, it's like the brand name.
It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
supplier says no, you can't sell it at a discount. You can't get rid
Because
of
it
it.
cheapens the brand.
Exactly. Which
I see the point in that. I can see the cheapening the brand thing because everyone would just wait till the end of whatever season they'd hit up Prada and just be like,
Give me last year's stuff.
give me last year's stuff for half off. Like I can understand that. What's your take on so there's higher name brands like a Burberry or a Prada or a I don't know, Hugo Boss can be up there, all sorts of stuff like that. What's your take on their sort of practices at all? Do you have because their stuff is meant to last, like
yeah.
their stuff is a lot more lasting than these things you buy from Simon's, for example. That's a $5 T-shirt that's going to disappear. You buy,
you wash it 4 times. And
it
you're just
falls, it
left with the
unravels
collar.
on you.
You're like, what happened to my shirt?
Yeah.
Like it's in the water.
You buy like I don't know, it's kind of a ridiculous price, but you buy like $150, $200 T-shirt from XYZ name brand company. The thing lasts you 3 years or 4 years. You know, what's your thought on that? Do you have a take at all on that?
I do. It's lengthy, so I'll try and shorten it. When it comes to buying like quality goods, I think less is more. It's buying things you can wear all the time. I mean, I do a lot of research with brands. Like Stella McCartney is one that's like vegan, animal friendly, cares about the environment. I would fully go and spend whatever amount of money. If I had all that money to buy Stella McCartney clothes, that's who I'd support because I've done the research. My values align with hers. I appreciate that brand. For other people that can afford the high-end brands and the quality, it really comes down to, I guess, consumption habits, in my opinion. Because if you still have the mentality like, I can buy that, I can afford it, I can throw it away.
Oh, and chuck it, yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're buying quality goods or not. You're still disposing of them, and it's still a waste.
Well, I don't think people normally do that with the high-end clothes. Like I think people will spend $400 on a pair of jeans that'll last them 4 years, 5 years, and they'll wear them every day.
Yeah.
And then other people who buy they'll spend the same amount of money, probably even more, but constantly having to buy the cheaper stuff, but constantly having to
And then,
buy.
throwing it away.
So you think it's cheaper, but in the long run, it's actually costing you more because you're
for sure.
because you're actually buying more of the product and you're throwing it away. So like when you buy a white T-shirt, you buy the white T-shirt, you wear it, and then
you get yellow armpits after 2 days.
Yeah, and then you have to go buy another white T-shirt. But if you get a nice one you enjoy wearing it, and plus the T-shirt
Stays white.
Yeah.
stays white.
What Genelle was saying was the people who have that sort of income level where they buy the $400 jeans like they are $5 jeans, then it's not even
Yeah.
it equals out because she's more so talking about waste, I believe, right? Not so much the cost. It's more so like we're just buying stuff and chucking it, buying stuff and chucking it. If you're doing that with Hugo Boss suits, you're just buying them and wearing them once and chucking them and buying. I know people that don't wear the same pair of socks more than once. You probably get mad at that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I kind of like that actually. I want to.
But
do
they'll wear
that.
their underwear more than once.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's
It feels so
crazy.
good to put crisp socks on. Like that's something I want to do. Like I don't know. I just one day I'll have like
That's
a big.
expensive. That's
I'll have a
that'll
big
be
fucking-
that's got to be like $20 a week, bro.
Yeah, he's got the money to do it. I'm not going to say his name, but I know a guy that does that. Yeah, he doesn't. He only wears
That's
this
crazy.
new pair of socks every
That's
day.
crazy.
Yeah.
I have my religious socks that I wear consistently. They're
Yeah.
holy.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's kind of gross. Yeah, you can burn those. Yeah, that's what that smell is in the back corner there of the house. It's that pair of the holy socks.
The holy socks.
Jeez, now it all makes
Super
sense.
holy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just wild. Yeah, so your take on that sort of stuff is kind of where are we sitting at?
I feel like for people that want to be sustainable, it's all already in your closet. Like you don't need to buy anymore. I always tell people, look in your closet and reevaluate what you have. mend what you have. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Or consignment, thrift,
Trade it.
like trading it in. There's even things now where you can rent like bigger ticket items and rent clothes, which I think is pretty cool. Like, I don't know if it'll take yet, but
I heard that I've seen people do that with bags.
oh
Like,
yeah,
I watched a thing where like
That's smart. Renting purses?
we're renting a purse, so someone who wants to have like a high-end Louis Vuitton purse or whatever, like, they can't afford the purse, but they can basically rent the purse for a week, and they'll basically pay like $30 to rent the purse for a week, and then they'll go back and then rent another purse,
yeah,
a different purse.
which is amazing.
So then
and
it
you aren't
happens.
throwing away bags.
So all of a sudden, this person looks like they got like a ton of Louis Vuitton bags, and they're always got a new tag. And
Yeah,
they're
but
just
then you go
impressed.
to the girl's house and it's all slimy, and you're just like, wait a second, I thought this girl was loaded. It's all in her purses? What's going on?
Yeah, but then it's not even her purses. It's like the same people who rent Lamborghinis and Ferraris and stuff like that, and they'll just show up with a rental.
Yeah, I know. Hey,
don't
it's just
even
putting
own
on a
it.
big front.
Biggest front ever. But realistically, like, I think it would actually, the experience, I think, is more valuable than the actual product. Like,
Feeling like that.
I would pay probably, like, I'd be like, fuck it, let's go, $2,000, give me the car, let's go. And I'd take it for a weekend and be like, that was so sick.
Well, yeah, it's fun.
And then all of a sudden I'm just like, but if I drive it every day, I'm just like, it's gonna be a normal car for me. I'm like, I don't appreciate it anymore. It's the same thing with like a yacht. I would rent a yacht for like a month and have that, or, you know, as opposed to owning one. What do you want to own it for unless it's making you money? Otherwise, it just costs you money.
You can make money on it. A lot of those guys. I know Bill Gates rents his yacht out.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you use it as a money making tool and it's making you money. But like for instance, people who buy RVs, like now you have your RV parked in a lot. I'm just like, and that's costing you money, and it's just sitting there. When like, how often do you use it? Like out of 52 weekends, like how often are you using this RV that you're gonna spend $100,000 on?
Everything's relative though. If you're paying $100,000 for it and it's like it's $100,000 whatever to you, it's like it's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to use it. That's their decision, right? Like,
Yeah.
just kind of whatever at that point. I mean, that's their fault that
Still
it's
a
just.
waste of space.
Yeah, it's probably
Or
cheaper
live
just
in it.
like,
You can live in it.
yeah, it's probably cheaper just to buy a brand new one and then return it right after.
No. The second you buy a car or vehicle, you lose the value of it, right? Right when you sign your name on it. Done. Depreciating assets, Steve Van Diest.
Depreciating.
Yeah.
The
Means
second you
equal
drive it
value.
off the lot, 30%
No,
gone.
the second you sign it. Not even drive it. The second you sign it, done.
They say,
Because
I
then
don't
it's a
want
used car.
Yeah, then it's now a used car in the
they
books.
don't, they don't want it anymore.
Nope, they got you real good by that one.
Yeah.
So where's Genelle Labrie going?
Yeah, where are we gonna find you when we when you become big and famous?
No, what's the plan? What's the plan? How big do you want to take this? Like, where do you see yourself going with this? Do you want to be like maybe I'm putting you on the spot, but do you want to be like a big authority in this? Is there anyone else doing things like this? Are you going to be like one of the only that's like, hey, I'm making crazy sustainable clothing? Like, where do you want to go with that?
I haven't seen anyone else that's doing what I'm doing per se. I've seen like sustainable brands, and I've seen like a zero waste, I forget his name, zero waste someone. I'm losing it. But there are brands that are zero waste as well. But I personally am kind of conflicted because getting big means
More work, more stress,
No,
not
less
even the
sustainability.
work,
less-
exactly.
less sustainable.
And even shipping things like globally is wasteful to me. So it's kind of a predicament. I've given it thought, even just with website and like
Yeah.
global reach, but at this point, like I like the level of the market.
So you just want to stay
I
local
like-
with it, like extremely
I
local.
do. I like local, and I want to promote local. I think it's
It's the way to go.
where I'm at right now.
I think most people
Yeah.
should be like doing that anyways. Is like producing stuff for your community, staying within your community,
Yeah,
building your
that's
community.
exactly.
and then like just trying to like just basically live off a community as the whole community thrives then, as opposed to one person who basically just feeds off of the community instead of like feeds that
or feeds off a community that they aren't even a part of, and
Yeah.
destroys someone else's land and resources. And
Well, that's what really causes all that. That's that whole Silk Road thing where you basically like you're leeching off of all these different things and pulling all the funds back to your, and one person becomes super rich, but then they're basically just sucking everything out of the other communities, and the other communities end up like, we don't have anything left.
yeah.
That's what Walmart's kind of notorious for doing, that sort of situation.
Yeah.
But they, what they do is they plop themselves, I believe, right outside of city limits. Because sometimes Walmart's, is it Walmart's that do that, or is it Costco's? There's one of these brands, one of these big companies. They plug themselves very strategically outside of city limits of small towns and stuff like that. That's why you have these Walmarts and whatnot in really weird rural areas. Yeah, because there's the city here, and then they plunk them here. I think they might do it for tax purposes, or
It's probably cheaper for the land too.
or something like that. Yeah, it's I forget what
'Cause they can
company
get big
does that.
pieces of land for that. But then the
Yeah.
same thing, like you think like a Walmart or a Costco, you're getting cheap product, right? You're like, oh, this is great, blah, blah, and you're buying it. But then what happens is all the money that you put into it, all of a sudden they take that money and it doesn't stay within that community. It gets shipped back to
Oh, yeah.
headquarters, right? And then they basically buy product and they only send back enough money to restock their shelves. And then it's just a perpetuating thing. So there's no money other coming out outside of their greeters.
Yeah, but the Waltons, they started that out of a he started it out of a shed.
Yeah.
Like he sold tools out of a shed in his backyard. So it's kind of a pretty big deal. How, I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. You took something that small and then grew it into
Scaled
and
it.
So
scaled
big.
it to that size. Like that's pretty amazing. Like the systems that are in place are like astronomical. I don't even know how it works.
Well, yeah, and it's a beautiful concept, as long as, like, even, yeah, just expanding business, globalization, all of that is so great, you think. Then when you realize where corners are being cut and people that aren't being paid fairly, or the environment that's being damaged, like other ways that it's not so good. I don't know. I think the world needs to start scaling things back. Like, we need to really bring it home, and even just growing our own food. And
Yeah, we can't even grow our own food now. There's no way. It's impossible.
They put laws against that too a little bit, like in cities and stuff like that. Like certain things you're not allowed to, like, grow on your patio and whatnot. You know, like certain little bylaws
I
and
can't
stuff
have
like
chickens or pigs in my yard.
that. Well, yeah, it's things like that. Well, yeah,
A rooster, they won't let you have a rooster. Definitely.
no,
People get pissed.
you'll piss everybody
are
off.
mad. Yeah, ghosts.
They'd be mad.
Are you gonna have a
Although
ghost?
there's that one guy who's got it. He's got the land. He's got the sheep on his front yard, and
Where?
just south of Edmonton, like literally like on the other side of
So
Ellerslie.
not in the city. Like,
No, it's in the city. So the city's he had a farm.
Oh, and it grew past
and
it.
his
By
city
Ellerslie.
grew.
Now, yeah.
And so now there's this
Ellerslie.
rich community that basically went up right beside him, like high-end community.
And he's like, my sheep is staying.
Yeah, and all the people in the community are like, this is just bringing down our property value. This guy's got his sheep out there. They're trying, and he's like, no. And he's like, no, I'm just like, and he went farm. He's like, my sheep have been there forever. These guys just showed up. Forget it. And so like you drive down this road, and I'm like, you literally
I
see
need to
this guy
find it.
who has like sheep that eat the grass.
I think it's just off of Ellerslie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's literally
I'm gonna
right next to
search.
like a high-end community,
Yeah.
and like outside the gates, this guy and his sheep, like right there.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And
Yeah.
he's like, I'm not moving.
And
Yeah.
you shouldn't.
Yeah, and
That's
he's
amazing.
Yeah, there's like this big man-made lake there, and all these big houses built up, and then it's like sheep farms, and then all these big houses and stuff. It's really funny. Yeah,
That's awesome.
he'll probably get pushed out eventually. I could see that
We're
happening.
not recording anymore.
Why would you stop recording?
No, like it. I got an error.
Oh, you know what? Just change where it's recording to. Put it on a different hard drive. You just ran out of space.
Dead.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's
How do I
okay.
do
We're
that?
recording. Huh?
How do I do that?
Okay. You guys keep talking. Give me a second. I'm gonna go fix. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no
help
worries.
out Russell the Peel over here.
We could probably tie it up here pretty.
Yeah.
quick,
Well,
to
let
be
me.
honest.
Let's get the closer here.
Yeah. How you feel it went?
Pretty well.
Yeah.
Maybe now.
Good. I'll ask you. We'll just ask you where they can find you at, and then yeah, we'll just wrap it up. I think so. Yeah.
Do it.
Stevie, what do you think?
What are you trying to do?
We'll just wrap it up after this, and we'll ask Genelle here from CutUpCotton where they can find you at. Yeah.
in my condo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cutting up.
Yeah, you can find me in my condo cutting up cotton, all stressed out.
She's cutting up cotton? Cutting cotton?
Cutting
No.
cotton. I like cut up cotton. That's dope, actually. 'Cause
Cut up
that's what
cotton.
you do. You literally just take a pair of scissors, 2 cotton
So
shirts,
like
and
it's like so.
Very
What does that mean?
simple.
I'm like, what do you do? I'm like, I cut up cotton.
cut up cotton. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Cotton poly blends, some.
Oh,
Right.
try blend.
Try blends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
sometimes
50-50.
try blend.
No tries.
So you,
I go for
you should-
I go for 100% cotton.
100% cotton. yeah.
But if I like the shirt,
What is cotton exactly? Like, how do they spin cotton? Like, how do you even make these shirts? Like, I don't even understand. Like, you know, like we take things for,
exactly.
like for granted. We don't know
who
how to.
made it or how it's made.
Like, I was
or
like,
where
even
it's
thinking
coming
like
from.
bread, for instance. Like, do you know how to make bread? Like,
I'm a bread maker.
no, from like scratch, like
Well,
getting the
yeah.
flour.
Oh no, like not press, like grounding the flour.
Yeah, who invented that? Like shit like that's weird.
You know, like
Who cracked the first egg? Like that's
Yeah,
what I
no.
want to know.
That's when
that's a savage.
this came out this chicken's ass. Let's eat it. Oh, perfect. I think it needs to be cooked on this hot stuff that
Right?
that
Like who
freaking
did that?
that
Yeah.
Boris burnt his hand on the other day or whatever that caveman.
It's just wild if you think about like how much like us as like a species knows, like how much knowledge we actually have. Like we
And then how much
like think
we
about
are ignorant to
like
as well.
100%,
like,
you're right.
like
our
think about it. Like I'm
ancestors have-
making noises out of my mouth, and you understand the noise that I'm saying, and you can resonate with it because the noise has a meaning to it.
Because someone created meaning. Like, yeah, because we've put meaning to
Oh, it's
these
wild.
words.
To these,
That's not even the
Or
word.
sounds.
It's
To
the
these
Yeah, we
sounds.
call
Yeah,
them
these are just
words.
sounds.
Yeah, and not only that, but then we
That's
take
crazy.
these sounds and we make sounds and we attach them to other things. So like that's a bird. Like what the fuck is bird? Like that. I'm like, what is that? Bird. Like
Yeah, just judgment.
yeah.
Pure judgment.
The whole thing's out of control. I know. I think I go down that hole sometimes where I'm just like, what's that? How'd that? Like even this is wild. Like this is a TV. Like the fuck is that? Like it's like this thing that's just like projecting shit. Like,
yeah, like if you think about like all the little things, it's like
it's a bunch
like,
of little dots. Who invented that? I don't know. It's
like
wild.
And think about how many are in the landfills because people are like, I need the newest TV. Like,
That's true. Actually, you're right.
it's I can this one seems a little bit easier to understand because of the coding system and how the coding works. But gamma ray televisions, how the fuck did they figure that shit out? And they don't even exist anymore. But like that stuff was like heavy duty.
I don't know.
Like your old tube screen TVs, they fired gamma rays at a plasma thing or whatever it was, and it created an image that you could see, and it literally would fade away after a while.
That's crazy.
Right? Like that's what the tube screen was. It's just literally just firing protons or electrons at the thing. It's just like, how do you come up with this stuff? Like, who thinks about this thing?
I don't know. Someone meditating one day and it popped in their head.
Yeah.
That's what Thomas Edison used to do. That's his wife. That's what his wife said he would do. He'd go and he'd think for ideas, and he'd just go into a quiet room and just sit there for hours on end. And these things would just hit him because he was tuned into the vibrations, and he would just write them down.
Yeah, that was in a book used to say that. I remember just sit in a quiet space and just don't, like in a dark room, you turn the lights off and you just sit there and you just let it come to you.
Well, you go in there with what you know, and then I don't know. I have no idea.
But you gotta forget what you know.
Yeah, it's a
I think the
Because
sensory
bunch of bull-
You don't
deprivation
know.
tanks would be good for that.
Those are weird.
I've never
Yeah.
done that. I've wanted to do a float.
You want to
But then someone was like, I don't know if they clean it. And then it creeped me out. I'm like, I never thought about that.
You just think, you know what you think? You just think all the salt kills everything. That's what you have
Yeah,
to think.
right? Exactly.
Yeah. You don't think about the other naked, greasy guy that was in there 10 minutes before you. If you do, it's weird.
I know.
They don't
Too much
dump. They don't
information.
dump it. And
I don't
refill
know.
it?
I don't know, Stevie. That's a whole other conversation for a whole another
Like,
day.
who knows? Yeah.
Like I'm literally just lying naked in someone else's bathwater.
Sweaty bathwater.
Yeah, we're going back to the sweaty bathwater conversation now.
Full circle.
Yeah, this went full circle. All right, Genelle Labrie.
Books. Before we let you go, tell us about some of the books to read.
Right now I'm reading Sacred Balance, David Suzuki.
Nice.
David Suzuki.
Yeah. I know James. I'm not going to say what James said about him.
Was it something nice?
No.
I don't think so.
I could sense Jimmy just being like, fuck David Suzuki.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like
Sacred
it.
Balance, yeah, what's that all about?
becoming like the balance of us as a super species, which have now like taken over the world, and literally we're starting to affect climate and affect the world, which no other species has ever done.
Because we're the only ones not tapped in.
Exactly, because we've completely separated ourselves from the earth that has given us light.
We got kicked out. We got kicked out of that vibration because we got free will. So we don't actually, when everyone else is tuned in, trees, plants, like animals, they're all tuned in except for us. We just fuck everything up.
Well, yeah, because we build these cities and these walls and like these rooms, and we're so separate from nature.
Yeah.
But that is basically the book. So.
Yeah. And what's another one that you've read recently?
Before that, I finished Autobiography of a Yogi, which was amazing. Before that, what did I read before that? Untethered Soul was good.
I've heard of that book, actually.
I've heard that one again. Oh,
it was good.
I had that book in my hand yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Like literally
That's good.
It's like a lot of the, like I was just kind of skimming through it, but a lot of the information we already know. But it's an interesting, actually maybe I should go back and steal it and read it. I was literally looking at it yesterday. So it's funny that you mentioned it. I had it in my hands yesterday.
Oh, cool.
And I was
That's
like,
wild. How's the yoga practice coming along?
I love it. It's always coming.
Are you doing
That's
private
what it does,
classes?
is it comes along.
No, I'm talking about your personal one.
Yeah, I'm not doing private. I teach friends and my mom. But
Yeah.
Personal practice is a practice. It's every day and amazing and hard and fun, and you learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah, I know. I'm on a 30-day yoga thing.
Do you guys,
Wow.
with your yogas, are you guys incorporating a lot of the yoga landy type of thing, where you're doing a lot more of less of the stretching and focusing more on the spiritual aspect? Because I find that most people who take yoga now, like in fitness classes and stuff like, it's mostly
they think it's fitness.
It's they're doing it as stretching classes, right? Like just doing, push-ups, this and that, and blah blah blah, and not really focusing on the mental aspect of it in terms of like taking your body through these different motions and these different fluidity things to kind of tap into some weird whatever it is, right?
Yeah, perfect. CV, that's what it is.
Yeah. Where you like
Nailed
some
it.
weird whatever it is.
Yeah.
yeah, but like as most people are just like we're just trying to flow with it, right? So are you guys
What was
doing
the
just a
question?
stretching, or are you just doing like, are you doing that?
Who are you asking?
You both. You said you were doing yogas right now. You're using
Well,
yoga.
She's a
yoga-
teacher.
Yoga is the mind, the mental, spiritual practice.
Yeah.
That's what the postures go towards.
Yeah.
Getting your body to a state where you can sit in meditation, like strengthening the body, loosening the channels, like letting energy flow.
I definitely sense that right now. Yeah, when I'm doing it. I used to do yoga a lot with my friend Cole Williston. He ran like a men's yoga thing, and I did that for a couple years, I'd say. It was only once a week. It was on Wednesdays. That was a really cool experience. I'm just getting back into it, but I'm doing it really early in the morning, which is kind of odd. I needed to change, so I just flipped the
script.
Yeah, flip the script a little bit. Yeah.
That's how you have to do it.
Yeah, just
it's amazing.
kind of kick yourself out of certain little habits, I guess. So.
And then you learn new ones.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's a new you. And then all of a sudden, like,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It's really cool. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of changes even in this last week or so. That's been cool. Genelle Labrie, where can they find you? We'll wrap this guy up here. Where can the people find you to maybe inquire about getting one of your beautiful
Do you
pieces
do
of clothing?
commissions?
That's how she's making money, Steve.
No commissions.
Yeah.
No commissions right now.
No, she's not making commissions.
Oh, I guess. Well, no, she's doing commissions. She's.
Are you doing
No,
commissions?
I'm not doing. No.
You're
I'm
selling
not.
it.
Well, I
What's a
think
commission?
I think we're
No,
thinking
we're
of,
thinking different
there's
things.
different things now, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So, like, you're not taking requests.
No, that's too difficult because then that's other people's
Ideas.
going through me.
Yeah.
And it's
And
so much stress.
It's hard to do that.
And there's other things that I want to be like. It's very selfish.
Yeah.
The
You
reason I'm
have
not
to
doing
be.
commission, but it's because I have things I want to do, and someone else's commission gets in the way of that.
Exactly.
So and it takes time. So no
So essentially, what you're saying is fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
Fuck
Either
your commission.
Either you like my art or you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But where can they find you at?
I just have an Instagram
Yeah?
account.
What's the handle? What's it called?
It's just at CutUpCotton.
Cut up cotton.
Yeah.
CutUpCotton.
And then and then that's it.
That's awesome. That's sweet. Well,
I love it.
I think that's an episode.
That's an episode. Yeah, you're good?
I'm good. Yeah.
Is there
a little
anything else you
sweaty.
want? Is there anything else you want?
You wore black.
I
You
wore
were
black
black and
today.
it's hot in here. Like we got the hot lights going on.
Yeah.
In the summertime, most people sweat and they
You
get
can have
upset.
a bath when you get home, and then you can join the sweaty bathwater club.
Yeah. Just drain it onto my neighbors.
Yeah. Or dump a bunch of salt into it and then float on it, then drain it on the neighbors.
Yeah. I'm
Can
out
you,
of
how
Epsom
much salt do you need?
It's like there's like a ton of salt in that.
Oh yeah, so
That's
then
probably why it's expensive, because I just have to load it with.
Yeah.
that's probably why you have to sit and share the bathwater.
Yeah, but that's expensive bathwater, guys.
Just don't drink it.
Yeah. No, dude, that hurts. You get it in your eye, you're like fuck. Or if it gets in your ear or anything, it's painful. Earplugs and you're not supposed to touch your face. It kind of burns your skin a
It's
little
got
bit.
chlorine in there too.
No, I think the salt kills everything.
I hope so.
It's just some salty ass water.
You guys are just sharing a bath. It's kind of gross.
Yeah.
Now
Anyway,
that I think about it.
that's the episode. ThoughtXchange, Genelle Labrie, CutUpCotton. Thank you for coming
very
on.
much.
Thank
It was
you.
a pleasure.
Thanks, Genelle Labrie. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. Peace.
see you
Hey,
guys
make
next
sure
week.
you check us out. TXCShow.com. And also go to Facebook on Thursdays at 7:45
Yeah,
for the behind the scenes.
that's
Right.
Tuesday.
Oh yeah,
Tuesdays
Tuesday.
is behind the scenes.
Tuesday. Thursday is the show at 8 o'clock,
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
See you guys
All right,
there.
guys. See you later, guys. Peace.
Peace.